in order for people to be okay with watching a woman make mistakes like this, you have to warn people that this is the kind of woman you're about to watch.
Sorry.
Oh, I must hate influencers to make this movie, or just like think Instagram is evil, which like I don't feel either of those ways.
Hey, Mom! I got invited to a writer's retreat in Paris. Yes, really.
Starting my morning right. Now, where's my baguette?
We have some breaking news at this hour. A string of terrorist attacks struck Paris this morning, leaving dozens dead and many more injured.
Hi, this is Guy Bowling from JoBlo.com. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good to see you. I want to say congratulations on the film. I loved it, thought it was hilarious. And it's just me giving my personal opinion. I thought this was a career best performance from you. I thought you were really friggin' awesome in this. Really
Wow.
good.
Thank
Thought you
you
were really
so
good.
much.
Oh, no
Thank
problem.
you very
No
much.
problem at all. You know, at the start of this, we kind of learned that the movie contains an unlikable female protagonist, right? But I think as a viewer, you also have a lot of like empathy for her because at the end of the day, she gets to where she's at because, like all of us, she wants to be seen, she wants to be noticed. And I was wondering, as an actress, did you have to kind of find that empathy in order to play Danny effectively?
Yeah, it's a good question. Finding the empathy. I think I immediately saw the window in to her the second I read it. And I saw her humanity and I saw her loneliness and I saw her hollow emptiness and how she has no connection to anyone. I saw how sad her life was, and how not, and you know, the thing is that her actions are not coming out of malicious intent.
Right. That's what I got.
They're coming out of a lack of awareness.
Yes,
so
exactly.
She's not doing things to destroy people's lives. She's doing things because she is so privileged and she is has such a lack of awareness. But that is not that doesn't necessarily make you a horrible person. That makes you an unself-aware person.
Colin!
Oh shit, what up, honey?
Danny, from work.
Danny.
Yo, Colin, I love your videos, man.
Thanks, B. Hey, dude.
Hey, this is Guy Bowling from JoBlo.com. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually it's funny because I actually ran into you
2 months ago at Tower 12.
I ran to you a month ago at Tower 12 in Hermosa Beach, and I found out I was doing this the very next day. So that's how crazy the universe is.
That's wild, man. Well, good to see you. That's really funny.
For better or worse, I have known many people like Colin, and it's those kind of people that like appropriate street culture, but in reality they're from like Calabasas or like the beach cities and know nothing about it really. So I was wondering how much of that was like on the page, and then how much of it was just you maybe being inspired by people in pop culture or maybe people you've known in your personal life, like.
It was a total collaboration. He was super on the page, like the vape stuff I think was on the page. And my idea of it was that like the appropriation thing, I mean, speaks volumes like that. That's like that to me is something I've always observed and just been like kind of curious about, like what is it that's, why are we drawn to these kids who are being like, this is so clearly like not authentic, and but why are they the ones sort of, I don't know, getting attention? But yeah, I mean, like all that stuff was just sort of how I think when just me and Quinn first talked, I brought a lot of that stuff up because I was like, I've been fascinated by this kind of character for a long time, but tell me if this is like, what you're thinking or going for. And she's like, no, that's exactly the kind of person that it is, so so then just got to run with it basically.
Really glad you're not dead.
Me too.
I wanted to say, you've worked with Dylan on The Outfit, another movie that I loved, and then this is something completely different. I was just wondering, what was it like transitioning from working with him in something like that to something like this, where, you know, you saw him in all the get up, just knowing what you know him as in real life, and then seeing what he created for this character in this film. What was a kind of transition like working on those two projects back to back?
It was really fun. You know, we had a lot of time to become friends in London while we were shooting The Outfit, and so when we worked together on Not Okay, we had a rapport and we knew each other, how we worked, and we work very differently. You know, we don't have similar preparation processes. We don't even have very similar like on the day processes, but I think we mesh really well together and have a lot of respect for each other's processes. And so it was a joy.
Zoe and I had already sort of had this foundation of a friendship, and at that point, and you know, like always had like a lot of fun together. So then to go to something where we could sort of have that fun like while we were rolling, you know, was great. And just effortless at that point, because we were already buddies, and we just like, it's fun to like fuck around with your buddies and just try to like, you know, make them laugh, or, you know, so it was the best. I mean, it doesn't feel like work, you know.
Danny,
Yeah.
had a chance to read that article you sent me.
What'd you think?
You don't feel like it comes off a little tone deaf, offensive even?
I don't feel like you take me seriously as a writer.
That's because you're not a writer. You're a photo editor.
Hello, this is Guys Bowling with JoBlo.com. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just happy I get to talk to you, the brainchild behind this movie, because I absolutely loved it. And the satire is like kind of right up my alley, so it was just perfect for me. So I just want to say job well done on that as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. What I liked, and this was my interpretation of a lot of it, I like that it wasn't a total like, you didn't really demonize social media entirely. Like you kind of showed that there are like anything, there are good sides to something and bad sides to something. And I want to know, was that like a conscious decision to do that? Because I think it would have been easier to just be like, okay, let's kind of like make fun of social media and turn it on its head. But I thought this was a much better approach to kind of approach it this way.
Thank you. It was definitely intentional, and it's something, it was so important to me, honestly, to not like, it bothers me if people think like, oh, I must hate influencers to make this movie, or just like think Instagram is evil, which like, I don't feel either of those ways. I think that we're all doing our best in like a very broken system of society. And I think to me, this movie is more about unpacking those societal issues than it is about blaming the internet or blaming social media, because at the end of the day, the internet just magnifies the issues we're dealing with in our real lives, and it can be used for good and it can be used for bad.
It really did. You know, I really appreciated this one aspect before we wrap. I love that by the end, it made it clear, like, you know, I'm not going to get a redemption arc. This is not going to happen. Even though, like, you realize that she did something wrong, I also felt this kind of empathy for her, too, because, like, you're in this position where you understand her loneliness. You understand that she just wants to be seen. Was that kind of difficult? I mean, was there ever a moment where you're like, okay, I want to redeem her fully? Or was it always going to be like, you know, we're not going to, she did a bad thing, so we can't really, like, have her have this moment where it's like, kumbaya, everything is perfect now?
Yeah, it's so interesting. I never actually considered giving her a happy ending, but we did actually shoot a much darker ending to the film than what is currently there. And honestly, I am so happy with where we ended up landing with the film's ending. It sums up everything I wanted it to say. And I think in a lot of ways, the other ending was my attempt to say what this one says so much better. But yeah, it never even crossed my mind to give her like a happy ending, because I was like, I would not do that. I feel like it would make it so muddled what the film was trying to say. But it was a tricky thing, figuring out what would be satisfying for an audience who feels very divided typically on Danny, and how much to sympathize for her.
The internet likes to turn victims into villains.
Oh no, doesn't seem to be happening to me.
You should be prepared if it does. We need to talk. Be careful what you wish for.
So what, are we supposed to feel bad for you?